Nick Casario just made a trade. Anthony Miller to the Texans for a late round pick that we don't know about yet. Now, for the past couple of years now, everybody's been talking about how the Texans always get fleeced. Like, DeAndre Hopkins, Davian Clowney, all kind of things. All the Texans always get fleeced, fleece, fleece. And you always make fun of how the Texans trade their players away for nothing. But this is a steal for the Texans. Anthony Miller, he's a fast, explosive player, very, very good player, very, very good receiver. I mean, this is a quick, fast guy that can make big, big plays. This is like the underrated Will Fuller. This is like, the underrated Will Fuller. This is like, you know, secretly a Will Fuller. This is a really fast guy. I mean, he's obviously not on, the tier of Will Fuller or Tyreek Hill, but he's a very good player. A very, very good player. Um, yeah, that's a good trade. I mean, a late round pick. We don't know about it yet, but I mean, it's a good trade. I mean, this is, low risk, high reward type of trade. Very good one for the Texans, for the Bears. I mean, kind of trash for Miller. I think it's probably gonna be like a fifth or a sixth or a seventh, something like that. Probably a sixth. But it wouldn't make sense for the Bears. I mean, they have they have some good receivers on their team. Like for example, like what's his name, Robinson's there. So they have a couple good ones. They had the rookie from last year, Darnell Mooney. So they have some good players, a receiver. But Anthony Miller was, kind of underused in a way, and he really didn't like playing for them. I mean, and he was supposed to be dealt this offseason. When I saw the rumors and like what was it, early February, March, something like that, I thought, damn, he's gonna go for a bit. He's gonna go for at least a third, or at most a third, maybe like a third, fourth, at least a fourth. He was gonna go for decent value, maybe a second if you got lucky. Probably not a second, probably just a third for Miller. But I thought he was gonna go for a decent amount. I thought he's still a young player. He's still a good player, and I think he's gonna make a pretty big impact on the Texans. I mean, now our receiving core is kind of stacked from just Brandon Cooks to now kind of being a little bit overcrowded, I guess. Like Randall Cobb, he's not very good, but we have a lot of young guys now. Cooks, he's kind of like the leader, the old guy, the vet, the guy will be good, a sure thing. You got a lot of these young guys, like Kiki, Miller, Collins, and then you have Cobb, which, I mean, Cobb, although he's not explosive, he's nowhere close to explosive anymore. He can still catch the ball, He is like that guy that out of nowhere, a couple times a game, he makes these big catches, like a couple times these games, On like a third down, late in the game, he'll make a catch. That's the type of guy Cobb is. So he's a little bit under average, but he's still usable in a way. So the Texans receiving core is kind of looking stacked, Kiki, he's gonna get a lot of playing time this season. And Miller, he's obviously gonna be one of our starters. So for me, I think what they're trying to do here is this could potentially be Cooks' last year. And then what they might be planning on doing is maybe this or next year. Uh, this what they're planning on doing is basically they're trying to get Cooks. Cooks is the vet, obviously. They're trying to see what these young guys can do and if they can take a step. And they're trying to, groom Nico Collins into something. They're trying to build him up into something. Kiki, they're trying to make him be the starting receiver. And then their plan next year is probably to draft, probably to re-sign Kiki and draft like another receiver like in the second round, and then have him compete in, and then have like a stacked receiving core, and then maybe the Texans. Like, I'm starting to feel good about this Texans season. Deshaun Watson. I mean, this offense kind of looks bland in a way without Deshaun Watson, because he's kind of the guy that you know he with Deshaun Watson, this team can be really good since he's a great player, man. But I mean, I don't know if he's gonna play. Honestly, I think so. I mean, not too sure, but I think. I mean, from what we've seen recently, he's been liking a lot of the Texans coaching staff's tweets, like the character coach. I think it's in the stages of being healed, I guess, but I think Watson's gonna I think Watson's gonna play. They didn't trade him this offseason. He tried to act all, like I wanna be traded, I wanna be traded somewhere else, You guys are torturing me, but people kinda found out that, it's not really the Texans' fault after this Deshaun Watson lawsuit because, personally, I don't know if he really did what it says he did. I mean, it could be that he did a couple and the rest are just made up. I mean, yeah, maybe. Maybe that's what it is. People are joining in just the money, and maybe a couple are real. Maybe all of them are fake, and maybe all of them are real. I don't really think that can happen. 22 people. Like, I don't think that can happen. But with Watson, this team's going to go, you know, 9-7, 10-6, or not 9-7, 9-8, 10-7, starting to get used to that 17th game in there. I think the Texans can be pretty decent with Watson, and without him, I think they'll go like 7-10 maybe, or 6-11. I mean, they're still gonna be like, they're not gonna be Jets bad like last year. This is not a bad team. This is not as bad as the Jets. This is a decent team. Like, receiving core, decent. Offensive line, I mean, they're looking really good. I mean, running back core stacked. QB kind of questionable, but you got Deshaun. If Deshaun plays, then you don't have to worry about anything else. Tight end group, I mean, you got some good pieces. Brevin Jordan, and what's his name? Pharaoh Brown, who, by the way, needs to stop posting about his check. I mean, that's twice now. I mean, he said something like, if somebody messes up my check, whatever. I mean, guy needs to stop talking about his check. Come on. But, anyways, yeah, I think that, I mean, defensively, I mean, it's, cornerback wise, I mean, you got pieces there. Roby's decent. Uh, Desmond King is pretty good. I mean, other than that, there's not much. Safety, you got Lonnie, Reed. Hopefully, Reed bounces back. Lonnie should be pretty good. Cunningham at linebacker, along with Kirksey, and got a bunch of linebackers. But yeah, competition there at the linebacker position. I mean, yeah, I mean, linebacker looks good. I mean, defensive line, other than that the edge rushers like Shaq Lawson and Jacob Martin. There's not much on that D line. I mean, Ross Blacklock's there, yeah. John Grenard. I mean, Grenard, great player. I think he'll be great. I mean, looks hyped up. Looks like he could take a big step forward. And Ross Blacklock, I'm hoping that he can do something good as well. But this team's starting to shape, better this offseason. I think this offseason, it hasn't been bad at all. I mean, it's been sort of like a good offseason, but nobody's been talking about it because of Deshaun Watson. But Nick Caserio doesn't have control over Deshaun Watson. He has control over the rest of the team and the moves he wants to make. And he's really only made one bad move, and that's drafting Davis Mills. Or questionable move. We don't know yet, right? I mean, there's some goodness to him, some badness to him. I mean, we don't know yet, but all around, I'm pretty happy with this offseason, you know. If Watson plays, we could be something. We could be something. I mean, we're going to be a decent team with Watson. Without him, probably pretty bad. I mean, like I said, 6-10, which isn't horrible, but I mean 7-10, my bad, which isn't horrible. I mean, you're winning 7 games, but not where we want to be. But I think with Watson, we can make a playoff run. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my video. See you guys in my next video.